There's no greater sight than looking out the window at a tree absolutely full of fruit like this one is behind me. And this is a very old tree. It's been about in this garden for over 100 years. No, I didn't plant it. I inherited it. And that's one of the joys of having a fruit tree in the garden, especially a mature one. Now, with any bountiful fruit, it's likely that there is going to be some bruised or rotting produce amongst your windfall. Now, typically, this is brought about by the wind itself. A few gusts of wind come about and it's plucked from the fruit trees and the branches and it ends up dropping on the ground. And of course, also, if there's been a particularly heavy heat spell, you also get some early drop as well. So the question remains is, what do you do with the fruit that has fallen? Well, for this collection here, which is mainly bruised, rotting, the wasps have been there, leaving all the really healthy stuff on the tree, I've got a few suggestions what you can do with the stuff that's fallen. You could add the fallen fruit to the compost heap when they fall. Doing this will supply nitrogen as green material mix. However, in late summer or autumn, there's quite a large amount of fruit to incorporate. Now, this really doesn't balance the mix. If you are adding them onto your heap, you're adding in too much nitrogen and therefore it will slow the process and leave too mushy and almost a smelly consistency, something that you don't really want. So what I suggest is to create a balance by adding brown material like straw, like branches, or even cardboard or shredded paper, or even any of the fallen brown leaves. Now, you really want to do 2 or 3 parts brown to 1 part green to get a really good balance. Now, you can add this in with your apples with almost like layering, a bit of cardboard and a bit of greenery. It's also tears the compost. It's a little bit like a cake, so you're sandwiching the different layers in, and this helps getting air into the compost as well. I also recommend cutting the apples and the cardboard into smaller pieces. Smaller pieces means that it breaks down the material a lot easier and encourages, of course, the whole composting process. There is another method of getting rid of all these large gluts of fallen apples that you don't want to eat, and this is known as trenching. This does need quite a bit of space though, so if you've got lots of trees, it may be perfect for you, but isn't really suited for a very small garden. This process is exactly what it sounds like, which involves a trench of about 30 centimetres deep being dug to accommodate a depth of anything between 10 and 15 centimetres of apples. This will create a mound on top of the surface. This will gradually sink as the apples decompose, and bear in mind this isn't an instant technique and will have to stay in place for about a couple of years for the fruit to fully decompose. And when that decomposes, that will make that soil trench there really good for growing plants in. Whatever you choose to do with the fallen apples, it's best not to leave them on the ground, as they may harbour pests and disease that could spread. And leaving rotten apples on the ground can result in fungal disease known as brown rot. This can then overwinter and lead to infection of the trees the following season. The sugar in the fruits also attract, you've got it, loads of wasps. It's just like fruit juices and ciders do. Whether you've got small children in the house or just want to avoid stepping on a wasp, which is never good, you'll want to pick up the fruits as soon as possible. So remember, pick up your fallen fruits and keep your garden healthy. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share. And for more great videos like this one, please subscribe. And also let me know your experience about growing apples. And for more great free information on your garden, just visit the website daviddomoney.com.